Chinese influencer expelled for pro-unification remarks. WSJ. China prepared for Taiwan blockade. Taiwan's new property tax starts in May. South Korea court reinstates PM as acting leader. Canadian PM Carney calls snap election. NewJeans shocks fans by announcing indefinite hiatus. At least 4 people dead in South Korea wildfires. TikTok withdraws controversial Chubby filter. TikTok.
Hello everyone, I'm Oceana. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Tuesday, March 25th, Greek Independence Day, and here are your top stories. In local news, Liu Zhenya, a Chinese influencer in Taiwan, was ordered to leave by the 25th for alleged pro-unification remarks. She denied advocating forceful unification, claiming she only warned of its dangers. Liu plans to protest with a family support group at the Ministry of the Interior. The Wall Street Journal reports that China is ready to blockade Taiwan using military and non-military tactics, from airstrikes to cyber warfare. Experts suggest China may first isolate Taiwan to test global reactions, while the U.S. response remains a key factor. Taiwan's new housing tax takes effect in May. To qualify for lower rates, homeowners must register their residence by March 24th. The Finance Ministry warns that 970,000 households have yet to do so and will face higher non-owner-occupied tax rates. And in global news, South Korea's Constitutional Court reinstated Prime Minister Han Duck-soo's power on Monday, the latest twist in the country's recent turbulent politics after his impeachment as acting president nearly 3 months ago. Han took over as acting leader from President Yoon Suk-yeol, who was himself impeached over his short-lived declaration of martial law in December. Following the ruling, Han returns to his acting president position immediately.
After the ruling, Han said, "I am grateful for the wise decision made by the Constitutional Court, thanking members of the cabinet for their hard work while he was suspended." Yoon's martial law declaration plunged the country's economy and a key U.S. military ally into its greatest political crisis in decades and created a leadership vacuum amid spiraling impeachments, resignations, and criminal indictments for a range of top officials. Han had initially lasted less than 2 weeks in the post and was impeached and suspended on December 27 after clashing with the opposition-led parliament by refusing to appoint 3 more justices to the Constitutional Court. The justices on the court ruled 7-1 to strike down the impeachment on Monday.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has called for a snap election amid a festering trade war and annexation threats from the U.S. President Donald Trump. Carney, who was elected by the Liberal Party earlier this month to replace Justin Trudeau following his resignation, called the election for April 28th, saying he needs a strong mandate to address the tariffs imposed by the Trump administration and the threat they pose to Canada's economy. The election was originally set for October 20th.
Carney said, "We are facing the most significant crisis of our lifetimes because of President Trump's unjustified trade actions and his threats to our sovereignty." Carney requested that the Governor-General of Canada, Mary Simon, the representative of the country's head of state, King Charles, dissolve Parliament and call for an election. Since becoming president, Trump has threatened sweeping tariffs against Canada, including on dairy and lumber. His administration imposed 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, prompting Canada to impose $21 billion in retaliatory tariffs earlier this month. The European Union also issued retaliatory tariffs worth $28 billion on a wide range of U.S. goods, such as boats, motorbikes, and alcohol.
K-pop girl group NewJeans has announced a pause on all activities just days after a South Korean court ruled against its 5 members in a long-running dispute with record label Adore. The band said Sunday night during a show in Hong Kong that it might be its last performance for a little while, sending shockwaves through the audience. Last year, NewJeans announced a split from Adore, accusing the label of mistreatment, including deliberate miscommunications and workplace harassment. The band members also renamed themselves NJZ and began organizing their own activities.
There's just like a very structural problem in K-pop in general, where companies don't really view their artists as actual human beings and rather see them as products.
Adore, a subsidiary of HYBE, the South Korean entertainment giant behind the global K-pop sensation BTS, denied the allegations and filed for an injunction in January to assert its position as the group's management agency. On Friday, the Seoul Central District Court ruled in favor of Adore, upholding an injunction against NewJeans from carrying out independent performances or solo commercial activities. The group said it respected the court's decision but would challenge it. Despite the ruling, the members stated that they did not regret their decision to break from Adore at all, and that they had to speak up to protect the values they believe in. They thanked fans for their support and promised to return, no matter what the circumstances.
The Korea Forest Service said Sunday that at least 4 people have died and 6 have been injured in a series of wildfires in South Korea, as firefighters rushed to contain the blazes amid dry, windy weather. Authorities reported that over 9,000 personnel and 105 helicopters were deployed to combat the fires, which have primarily affected southeastern areas of the country, damaging residential buildings and a temple.
Acting President Choi Sang-mok told a disaster response meeting that more than 1,500 residents took shelter as the fires burned through approximately 16,000 acres of forest. Choi said, "I request that the Korea Forest Service pay special attention to securing the safety of personnel in charge of extinguishing wildfires in the air or on the ground," as he pledged to use all available resources to contain the fires. According to the Yonhap news agency, 3 of the 4 fatalities were firefighters, while the 4th was a public servant.
TikTok has withdrawn a controversial filter that allowed users to alter their photos to appear heavier. Each AI-filtered video on the app followed a similar pattern. It began with an unedited photo of the user, usually slim, before the Chubby filter gradually altered the subject's physique while the song Anxiety by American rapper and singer-songwriter Doechii played. As these videos gained traction, backlash grew from users who raised concerns about the filter's implicit body-shaming message.
TikTok removed the filter from its app and is reviewing videos that featured it, making them ineligible for recommendation and blocking them from teen accounts. A search on Monday morning for Chubby filter returned no results on the mobile app, though some content was still visible on the desktop version. TikTok offers hundreds of filters, many of which are harmless, such as adding bunny ears or a dog nose to a face. However, the app's beauty filters have faced criticism for negatively impacting users' self-esteem. One filter smooths out wrinkles, supposedly returning users to their teenage selves, but potentially reinforcing ageist beauty standards. Critics argue that the Chubby filter perpetuates the widely held association between beauty and thinness.
The answer for yesterday was C, reposition. The company decided to reposition its brand to attract younger customers. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. TikTok withdraws controversial Chubby filter. Number 1. Controversial. 有争议的. The new policy on immigration is highly controversial and has sparked debates nationwide. Number 2. Supposedly. 据称,据说. The painting is supposedly worth millions, but experts doubt its authenticity. Number 3. Ineligible. 不符合资格的. He was disqualified from the competition because he was ineligible under the age requirement. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section, and the correct answer will be announced tomorrow. Greek Independence Day is significant not only to residents of Greece, but also to the Greek diaspora around the globe. The day honors the nation's role in history and its contributions to Western culture. This important holiday marks the day in 1821 when after 400 years of rule, Greece began its revolt against the Ottoman Empire. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm your host, Oceana. I'll see you next time.